Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sonic Multiverse. Last time, we tackled the concept of what if Shadow was released early. In this alternate timeline, Robotnik discovered his grandfather's notes of Project Shadow early, and as such released Shadow just before the events of Sonic 2. Shadow convinced Robotnik that he would follow his orders, despite the fact we know Shadow has his own agenda. Now the Dark Hedgehog is collecting the Chaos Emeralds. While invading West Island, Shadow the Hedgehog comes across a young Sonic, and of course is easily able to overpower him, as Shadow is able to go toe-to-toe with a far more experienced Sonic, and classic Sonic is nowhere near that powerful yet. Shadow warns Sonic to stay out of his way, but of course, Sonic is determined to find the Chaos Emeralds before Shadow can accomplish his goals. What happens next? Let's find out. Sonic begins racing around West Island, doing what he does best: running fast, smashing badniks, and finding emeralds. As the blue hero races about, something catches his attention. Out of the corner of his eye, he can see a young fox cub being cornered by two bullies.
"Alright, you little runt, hand it over."
Nikki, Jude, please just leave me alone. Shucks, what's the matter, Tails? Want to go home and run to your mama? Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot you didn't have a mama. Who could blame her? Who'd want a freak like you for a son?
Jude gestured to the fox's peculiar second tail. The fox cub began to cry. "I'm not a freak."
"Stop kidding yourself, Tails. But don't worry, I can remove it for you."
Nicky suddenly grabbed his tails and began yanking. Sonic gritted his teeth. He's no stranger to a couple wisecracks, but if there's one thing he hates, it's bullies. Before the bullies could finish their sick joke, Sonic suddenly raced by, causing the pair to tumble and pass out. The fox cub, in astonishment, raced after his rescuer. Surprisingly, he was able to keep up with Sonic's basic jog, but as Sonic began picking up the pace, Tails had to as well, and eventually his two tails began to spin faster and faster, propelling him into the air. The fox was astonished. He didn't even know he could do this. Using this newly discovered skill, he was able to catch up with Sonic.
Hey there, mister. I wanted to thank you for saving me back there.
Hey, no problem. Just part of being a hero.
Hero? Wait, are you Sonic the Hedgehog? The Blue Blur, the protector of South Island, savior of Little Planet,
and the consumer of chili dogs. Yep, that's me.
Well, if you're here, you must be trying to find the Chaos Emeralds, aren't you?
Well, yeah. How'd you figure that out?
Well, I found this outside my hut the other day.
The fox reveals the yellow Chaos Emerald. Strangely, as he presents the emerald to Sonic, it suddenly zaps him.
Ah, what was that?
I've touched these things before.
That's what I've been trying to figure out. I've had it for a week now, but today it's all energized. I tried running a few tests to limit its power, lost a bunch of toasters, and then those bullies saw the emerald and tried taking it from me.
Tests, huh? I take it you're a bit of a science whiz.
Oh, I love science, but no one in the village seems to really appreciate it. They only notice the second tail. Shoot, I'm really sorry to hear that. Tails, was it? Well, my name's actually Miles Prower, but everyone just calls me Tails. They think it's funny.
I don't see what's funny about it. Sounds like a cool name, honestly.
Really? Well, I guess you can call me Tails then.
Well then, Tails, why don't you help me track down the emeralds?
You want my help?
Sure, that big brain of yours will come in handy. And besides, it's not every day I meet someone that can keep up with me. Well, actually, I've met at least 2 hedgehogs that can. Oh, and Metal Sonic. But you're the first one that can fly with his butt. Tails chuckles a bit.
I guess you're right. Okay, I'm in.
Good, let's do it to it. The pair quickly set off to find as many Chaos Emeralds as they can. The pair were blissfully ignorant to the rotund madman watching them from a distance.
Now this makes things more interesting.
the pair begin racing through the emerald-colored hills of West Island. But as they make their way up one more hill, they come across Dr. Robotnik in the egg car once more.
Ah, still running around, I see, you filthy little sewer rat. Well, soon you won't get in the way of my plans again.
Yeah, keep talking, Doc. Sonic charged up a spin dash, slamming into the side of the car. Tails mimicked the attack perfectly. Before long, the drilling machine of deforestation grounded to a halt after taking a critical amount of damage. The heroes stood triumphant. Heh, that wasn't so hard. Suddenly, to the duo's surprise, a metallic arm suddenly raised out of the remains of the car. Before Miles could even react, the Chaos Emerald was suddenly ripped out of his hands and bestowed to the Doctor.
I was hoping to be rid of you, Sonic, but this will make an excellent consolation prize.
The Eggmobile Mark II emerged from the remains of the egg car.
Sorry to leave so quickly, but I have a meeting to attend. Stay out of my way, Sonic, or I'll get you, and your little fox, too. Ho 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 ho.
Before Miles could even begin winding up his tails, Robotnik blasted off.
Shoot, I should have known it was a trick.
What are we gonna do, Sonic?
Well, Robotnik probably can't finish whatever plan he has unless he has all 6 emeralds. So, I guess we better get hunting. And with that, the heroes fly high into the sky towards the next zone. As the heroes traverse their way through the chemical plant, Dr. Robotnik takes off in his very own space rocket to meet up with Shadow aboard the Space Colony Ark. A few decades ago, the United Federation had constructed this space station as a place where they could conduct experiments out of the public's eye.
Why did you demand we meet here, Shadow? I thought the plan was to get the Chaos Emeralds.
All in good time, Doctor.
But first, we need to discuss the endgame.
What are you talking about?
Shadow smirks.
This is the Eclipse Cannon, one of the most powerful weapons on the Space Colony Ark.
Shadow unveiled the green emerald he had collected that morning. It redirects chaos energy. As such, the Chaos Emeralds are needed to power it. Shadow placed the green emerald into a container nearby the cannon, alongside the gray emerald he had already prepared. Chaos energy surged throughout the steel gun. 1 emerald is all it would take to destroy a small nation, but with all 7, you'd be able to pierce stars.
7 emeralds? I thought there were only 6.
Shadow chuckled. It seems that your resources aren't quite up to date, Doctor. Professor Gerald quickly discovered that there were 7 emeralds across the world, thanks to his research into ancient Echidna lore. Perhaps the secrets of the emeralds have been obscured by Gun. Or perhaps you're a bit more dense than your grandfather. Ivo was greatly offended by that comment.
Now you listen here. You may be my grandfather's greatest creation, ultimate life form, but I'm the genius here.
Shadow cleared his throat. My deepest apologies, Dr. Robotnik. A slip of the tongue, you understand.
Well, in that case, bite it next time, or it's coming off. Point is, we need to find the Chaos Emeralds, right?
Right you are, Doctor. But I do believe a demonstration may be in order.
People of Earth, lend me your ears. I am Dr. Ivo Robotnik, the world's greatest scientist, and soon to be the world's greatest ruler.
Robotnik was transmitting his announcement across the entire world to every screen. This included the ones in Carnival Night Zone, where Sonic and Tails currently found themselves.
What is that egghead up to this time? Sonic asked grimly.
As if it was fate playing a cruel joke,
Robotnik would soon explain. Look to the stars and witness the beginning of the greatest empire in the history of the world, thanks in part to the genius work of my grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. The camera feed swapped to the Ark as the crusty exterior erupted out, revealing the true Ark underneath. A sinister, metallic face looked down at the planet as the eclipse cannon charged up. Before the people knew it, a beam of light erupted from the Ark, blasting towards the moon. As the beam of pure chaos energy collided with the orbital structure, a full quarter of the moon was blasted away, leaving a huge chunk missing. This modest demonstration of the eclipse cannon's power only used 3 Chaos Emeralds. Imagine what would be possible with all 7. As to your leaders, 'cause I know you're watching, you have 23 hours to relinquish your power to me. Fail to respond, and, well, I think you get the picture. As the broadcast comes to an end, we pan out into the living room of a young, pink hedgehog. Amy was in shock at her former kidnapper now holding the entire world hostage. However, despite the grim situation, she knew that her hero, Sonic, must be on the trail to stop him, and she would be there to assist him in any way needed. So without a second thought, she packed up her things and set out for adventure. And this is where we're going to be ending this What If for right now. How do you think the story's going so far? And where do you think things will go from here? How will things play out differently now that Eggman has access to the Ark rather than the Death Egg? And how do you think Amy will change the events of Sonic 2? But most importantly, will these relatively inexperienced heroes stand a chance against the ultimate life form? Or are they already doomed? Place your theories in the comments below. I'm ComicFan13, and please have a good day.